Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method. Please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 1.65% to 21,186. Ethereum is up 1.44% to 1565. In the past trading session, China's GDP growth fell to near historic lows. But what is actually interesting, the forecast was 1.6% growth, but it actually came in at 2.9%. It actually did. China's GDP growth wasn't too bad at all. In the UK, people claiming uninsurance for unemployment was lower than expected, coming in at 19.7k, and the UK job market was stronger than anticipated. Anticipation was 6.2%, it was 6.4%. That was for average earnings index. Later on in the week, the core PPI, core retail sales, and the PPI will be coming out in the US. That will be quite important, as well as Great Britain's CPI year on year. Across the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg, China is making top headlines. China's population sinks for the first time since the 1960s. China is witnessing a smaller birth rate, and deaths keep rising as the nation ages. We can also see here industrial output and retail sales in China remain suppressed. Meanwhile, across global markets, Russia's market did very well, as did Japan's, and the hardest hit was Brazil. In the US markets, in the last session, we saw the VIX, the fear gauge of the market, just literally collapse down. The upsurge in the Nasdaq was quite muted. We saw bond prices and bond yields just normalizing inside their own channels. Gold continued to break out. The dollar continued to break down. We're seeing a bit of a turnaround in oil, and junk bonds are literally going parabolic at the moment. The risk is definitely on inside the main markets. We can see when we look across the world, the Nasdaq, S&P 500, Taiwan, the Dow, Australia's ASX, the Russell 2000, Germany, Japan, UK, Russia and China, they're all rallying. And that's, of course, risk-on sentiment in the markets, and Bitcoin is saying yes, thank you very much. Because we know that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. And that gravity is pretty good right now. With all this risk-on behavior in the markets, it's little wonder that the Bitcoin longs are surging. And the Bitcoin shorts are a little bit reluctant to get too hammered around. Over the past 24 hours, there's been 159.79 million in total liquidations across 29,930 positions. And when we look at total liquidations across the past 24 hours, we can see about 67% short. What about the past 12 hours? Ooh, gone the other way, 75% long. What about the past 4 hours? Gone the other way again, 60% short. What about the past hour? Ooh, nearly 98% short. The shorts are getting whacked quite severely, but if you look at it, it's just quite small volumes, but the shorts have been on the bad receiving end for the past week or so. Looking at total crypto market capitalization, we're currently at $947.4 billion. And it's quite interesting to note that there's quite a lot of smart money support converging on this particular trend line. It's quite possible that we may come down at least to see a long wick tail rejection and pierce into that supply area. Let's just see how it goes. Always have your three-dimensional risk management practice at all times. Think about if the position moves against you first, if it moves for you last, and if it goes nowhere second. Turning to the CTKS Method Standard Certification process on Bitcoin, we can see that the smart money levels have shifted slightly as the new week has begun. We can also see that Bitcoin is currently very, very close to a smart money sell level, just a little over 21,200. but it does have support at 20,923, stronger support at 20,889 and 20,829. The next level of resistance above, if it can get above its current price at 21,200, is 21,373 and 21,405. This market structure actually looks still quite positive. We've seen a big ramping up in price, and when we look at this particular price action, you can see it's just grinding higher and higher and higher. If we take out this 21,405 level, that could be incredibly good for Bitcoin. And you can see there's not much in the way of smart money sell levels above it. Please let me know, where do you think personally Bitcoin is going in the next 24 hours? It's really important to do this mental thought exercise. It doesn't matter if you're correct or incorrect. What matters is you try. Why is trying so important? Because you know that you control the trade or investment, but the market controls the return based on your active learning, both your knowledge and your courage, and the market penalizes blame and gambling. We can see our beloved crypto market cap has decided to go a little bit bananas at the moment, mixing the top gainers with some losers. Not a bad effort. Mana is currently one of the top gainers, but Kava is a bit better than Mana. Naughty coin market cap. Some of the other top gainers: CRV, Quant and Aave. Let's have a look at the greatest losers. They're scattered with winners as well. It's gone bananas. We can see amongst the top losers, they're not really down very much at all. Cello, Zek, Dash, The Graph, and ApeCoin. We can see the top 8 has not changed since yesterday. Bitcoin is currently up over about a week, 23%. Well done. Ethereum is up almost 17%. USDT is Tether, a stablecoin. BNB is up nearly 10%. USDC is Circle, another stablecoin. You can see stablecoins aren't really stable, and they never have been. XRP is up around 11%. BUSD is another stablecoin, and it's a little bit more stable than both Tether and Circle. Look at how it's moving. And ADA over the same period of time is up nearly 9%. But the one thing that we do see here, Bitcoin is the standout. Let's have a look at the next top 8. We can see Doge is weakening relative to Bitcoin's gravity. It's really important to keep your eye on how Bitcoin is moving and how your beloved alts are pairing up against that. Doge over the same period of time is up nearly 10%. Matic is doing well. It displaced Solana from yesterday. Matic is up 19%. Solana is actually up 44%, but it can't rival Matic's market cap. Sol, but you're doing really well. DOT is up nearly 21%. Litecoin up just a little under 7%. DAI is a stable coin. We talked about Tron. I'll come back to that. But we can see Tron is up just a little over 13%. And SHIB is up a little over 18%. We can see when we look at Tron, what I found really interesting in yesterday's video, Tron was exhibiting some strength. You can see the strength of Solana. That's pretty impressive. But when we looked at Tron yesterday, it was starting to almost invert on Bitcoin's gravity, but it didn't last for long. And these are the things that we need to keep our eye on. But if you look at this curve, it still went up. If you look at Doge's curve, it actually went down. Matic also went up. It really depends on what kind of trading you want to do. If you want to get into whippy action like this, Matic is actually really good, and Solana is good, but Solana could be a little risky. We just have to wait and see how things turn out. As a community, we focus on positive excellence and getting into Zone 3 and Zone 4. In Zone 1 and Zone 2, it's all about conflict and blame. These are very bad zones to live in, just from a personal perspective, but financially they're incredibly damaging. In Zone 3 and Zone 4, we look inward. In Zone 1 and Zone 2, we look outward. It's important to understand Rule 734, mastering emotional control. You cannot be a professional without emotional control. That basically means that we have to get out of Zone 1 and Zone 2 into Zone 3 and Zone 4, looking inside for our answers. And the best way to get your answers is through obtaining as much knowledge as you possibly can. I was hoping to read out the incredible comments on positive and negative habits today, but unfortunately life intervened. And just something beautiful to keep in mind, your future is created one habit at a time, and you have total power to make that a positive habit, a constructive habit, or a negative habit, a destructive habit. All the power is within your hands. If you'd like to make a comment on positive or negative habits and perhaps share some of the things that you've overcome personally, I would love to read them out tomorrow. I'm sure if it just helps one person, that is a very, very good outcome. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.